Welcome back to The Explainer. Have you ever finished a great book and just got that feeling, like the author was whispering a secret directly to you? Well, that secret is the central message. It's the theme. And today, we're putting on our detective hats to figure out exactly how to uncover it. Let's get right into it.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the heart of the story, break down the difference between a topic and a theme, and then I'll show you exactly how to find the theme. After that, we'll look at 3 famous story examples, check your understanding, and finally wrap up with how all this connects to education, morality, and you.
All right, let's jump straight into section 1, the heart of the story, and why we actually read.
So I want you to really think about this for a second. Why do stories actually matter? I mean, it's super easy to think we just read to find out what happens next, right? Who wins, who loses, who finally gets the treasure. But there is a much, much deeper purpose to storytelling. They aren't just entertainment. Stories act like a giant mirror, reflecting life itself right back at us. And this beautifully illustrates exactly why stories have survived throughout human history. The book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4, actually puts it perfectly. For whatever was written in former days was written for our instruction. When we learn to spot these hidden messages in literature, we are not just doing busy work for school. No way. We're connecting what we read to real-world issues, to our own personal choices, and to our faith. We are quite literally looking for instructions on how to live a better life. So what exactly is a theme? Simply put, it's the central message or the main lesson of a story. Think about it like this. The plot tells you what happens. The plot is all the action and the drama. But the theme tells you why it matters. It's the big takeaway, that core lesson the author desperately wants you to carry with you long after you've closed the book.
Moving on to section 2, topic versus theme. We really need to talk about avoiding the biggest trap readers fall into.
Okay, so there is a massive difference between a topic and a theme, and people get this mixed up all the time. A topic is usually just 1 or 2 words. If your friend asks what a book is about, and you say, oh, it's about friendship, or it's about justice, you haven't actually given them the theme. You've only given them the topic. A theme is a full, powerful statement. It is a complete opinion about that topic. So instead of just throwing out the word friendship, a real theme would be, true friendship requires sacrifice. You see the difference there? A theme says something profound and complete about the topic.
Let's dive into section 3, how to find the theme. This is our detective's process. Now for the fun part. The absolute crucial trick here is knowing exactly where to look for clues. Step 1, track how the main character changes. Do they start out totally selfish and eventually become generous? That change is a massive clue. Step 2, analyze the specific problems they face. I mean, the author puts them through those struggles for a reason, right? And step 3, observe how the conflict is finally resolved. The lessons these characters learn at the end almost always reveal universal themes. And by universal, I mean lessons that can apply to anyone, anywhere in the world.
All right, section 4, 3 famous story examples. It is time to enter the evidence room.
Our very first piece of evidence comes from the beloved classic Charlotte's Web. The theme here is clear. True friendship means putting others first. But why? Well, if you remember the story, Charlotte the spider befriends Wilbur the pig, who is in terrible life-threatening danger. And Charlotte doesn't just offer him a casual pat on the back. She works tirelessly to literally weave words into her web, completely exhausting herself just to save Wilbur's life. She gains absolutely nothing for herself, yet she gives everything she has. Her completely selfless sacrifice proves this theme perfectly.
Let's look at our next example and see how this builds. In The Hobbit, the core theme is courage is found in unexpected places. Think about Bilbo Baggins for a second. He's this small, comfort-loving guy who just wants to stay cozy at home and eat snacks. Honestly, he is the very last person you'd expect to be an action hero. Yet, when he's suddenly thrust into this wild adventure, he really steps up. Despite being absolutely terrified, he confronts Gollum, he battles these giant spiders in Mirkwood, and he even negotiates peace between armies. His journey proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that bravery doesn't just belong to the big and strong. It belongs to anyone who chooses to take action when it truly matters. And for our third case study, let's look at The Outsiders. The major theme here is people are way more alike than they seem. The story sets up these 2 bitter rival gangs, the working-class greasers and the ultra-wealthy socks. And they totally think they are worlds apart based on their social status and the labels society slapped on them. But as the story unfolds, characters like Ponyboy and Cherry start to realize something crazy.
They share the exact same family struggles, the same messy identity issues, and the exact same human hopes. Beneath all those outward, superficial labels, they share a deep common humanity.
Let's transition to Section 5, checking your understanding by reviewing the clues. Now, I want you to take a quick second right now and mentally lock in your answers to these key questions. Ready? First, what is the actual difference between a theme and a topic? Remember that trap we talked about earlier? Second, can you give an example of a theme in a book you already know? Keep in mind, it needs to be a full sentence. Third, how can a character's personal growth help reveal the theme? Next, what does it actually mean for a theme to be universal? And finally, why is it so important to identify a theme in the first place? If you can rattle off the answers to these, you have absolutely mastered this lesson.
Let's wrap things up with Section 6, Education, Morality, and You. This is our final takeaway.
You know, the Heroesmart Academy Godly Learners series intentionally intertwines biblical morality with education for one very specific, very crucial reason. Education without morality will inevitably hurt you. Because really, what is the point of being book smart or supposedly highly educated if you just keep making bad choices that damage yourself and the people around you? Finding these themes in literature isn't just an academic exercise. It's really about finding the moral lessons that will guide your own real-life decisions.
And the ultimate reward of this whole literary, and let's be honest, life journey is found right here. Romans chapter 8, verses 6 and 7 promises peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. That is the true experience of people who engage deeply with these concepts. When you combine your education with a sharp focus on spiritual and moral truths, you don't just become smarter, you actually find true, lasting peace of mind.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to ponder today. The next time you read a book or even watch a new movie and you manage to uncover that hidden central message, will you actually use the themes you uncover to build a life of peace and moral purpose? The choice, my fellow detectives, is entirely yours. Keep reading, keep searching for that deeper meaning, and I'll see you in our next explainer.